The Malaysian Army is the land component of the Malaysian Armed Forces. Steeped in British Army traditions, the Malaysian Army does not carry the title Royal as do the Royal Malaysian Air Force and the Royal Malaysian Navy. Instead, the title is bestowed on selected Army corps and regiments who have been accorded the honor by the Yang di-Pertuan Agong, who is the Supreme Commander of the Malaysian Armed Forces. History. c. October 1941, Malay Regiment operatives at a bayonet practice before the Battle of Singapore. c. October 1941, Malay Regiment operatives at a bayonet practice before the Battle of Singapore. The first military units in Malaysia can be traced back to the Penang Rifle Volunteers raised on March 1, 1861. Note 1 and the Malay States Volunteer Rifles which existed from 1915 to 1936. The birth of the modern Malaysian Army came about when the Federal Council of the Federated Malay States passed the Malay Regiment Bill on January 23, 1933. This allowed the initial recruitment of 25 males for the First Experimental Malay Company on March 1, 1933. Major G. Mossy S. Bruce of the Lincolnshire Regiment was the first commanding officer. By January 1, 1935, the experimental company became the Malay Regiment with a complement of 150 men. A battalion was formed on January 1, 1938 and eventually a second battalion on December 1, 1941. The first Bn Malay Regiment was famous for its defense of Opium Hill or Bukit Chandu in Singapore. The Battle of Opium Hill on February 14, 1942 involved 42 soldiers commanded by Lieutenant Adnan Bin Saidi who defended their position against attack from the 18th Division of the Japanese Imperial Army under Lieutenant General Renya Mutaguchi. After World War II and during the Malayan Emergency, the number of battalions was increased to 7 in the early 1950s. The Corps Armoured Diraja Royal Armoured Corps can trace its roots to the formation on September 1, 1952 of the Federation Reconnaissance Squadron. It was later merged with the Federation Regiment to form the Federation Reconnaissance Corps. The name underwent a few transformations from the Malaysian Reconnaissance Corps September 16, 1967. Royal Malaysian Reconnaissance Corps May 1979 to Royal Cavalry Corps December 1979 and finally to Corps Armoured Diraja Royal Armoured Corps on December 8, 1986. The Royal Ranger Regiment's lineage began in 1863 as the paramilitary Sarawak Rangers. Although the second in the order of precedence, it is the oldest active formation of the Army. Organization and structure. Main article Supreme Commander of the Malaysian Armed Forces. First divide, second divide, third divide, 10th Apan BDE, third divide and 10th Apan BDE, fourth divide, fifth divide, 11th BDE, 11th BDE, 30th Border BDE, 30th Border BDE, 31st Border BDE, 31st Border BDE, Special Forces BD. Malaysian Army Major Combat Unit Locations. Source Jane's World Armies Issue 23, 2008. New Sabah Times, March 2, 2014 2. The Borneo Post, February 13, 2016 3. Tentera Trooper Brigade Commando Forces with ATMP All-Terrain Mobility Platform during a parade. Tentera Trooper Brigade Commando Forces with ATMP All-Terrain Mobility Platform during a parade. The Malaysian Army is currently organized into 5 divisions and are placed under the Field Army Headquarters. 3 of which the 2nd, 3rd and 4th Divisions are based on the Malaysian Peninsula, while the 1st Division and 5th Divisions are based on Malaysian Borneo. The Grup Jerika Special Forces Group, 10th Parachute Brigade and the Pasukan Udara Tentera Darat Army Aviation are independent formations and directly subordinate to the Chief of the Army. The Malaysian Army currently has 17 corps or regiments. These are grouped into 3 main components: the combat element, the combat support element and the support elements. Rank structure. The Malaysian Army uses a rank structure inherited from the British Army. For the Malaysian Army, rank structure has 17 levels from private pre-but to general. These ranks are divided into two groups: officer pegawai and other ranks lain paket, which includes the non-commissioned officer pegawai tanpa tali ranks. Officers are subdivided into three groups. Senior officers. This group consists of officers holding the ranks of lieutenant colonel, lieutenant colonel, colonel, brigadier general, brigadier general, major general, major general, lieutenant general, lieutenant general, and general. Field officers are officers holding the rank of major. Junior officers. This group consists of second lieutenant, lieutenant muda, lieutenant, and captain grade officers. Enlisted. The enlisted are subdivided into three groups. Senior NCO PTT Kane. In this group includes NCOs holding the rank of sergeant, staff sergeant, warrant officer 2 pegawai warrant 2, and warrant officer I pegawai warrant I. Junior NCO PTT Renda. This group includes NCOs holding the rank of lance corporal, and corporal. Private pre-but. Privates in the Malaysian Army do not wear any rank devices on their uniform. There are no distinctions made between junior or senior privates. Corps and regiments. Malaysian Army Augusta 109 ELUH, armed with 20mm gun and rockets for area suppression. Malaysian Army Augusta 109 ELUH, armed with 20mm gun and rockets for area suppression. Regiment Askar Melayu Diraja Royal Malay Regiment, Regiment Ranger Diraja Royal Ranger Regiment, Regiment Semtatan Border Regiment, Corps Armour Diraja Royal Armoured Corps, Regiment Artillery Diraja Royal Artillery Regiment, Regiment Samboan Diraja Royal Signals Regiment, Corps Perkhidmatan Am General Services Corps, Corps Polis Tentera Darat Royal Military Police Corps, Corps Kesihatan Diraja Royal Medical Corps, Corps Risik Diraja Royal Intelligence Corps, Corps Perkhidmatan Diraja Royal Logistics Corps, Corps Ordnance Diraja Royal Ordnance Corps, Regiment Askar Juratera Diraja Royal Engineer Regiment, Corps Juratera Electric Dan Gentera Diraja Royal Electrical and Mechanical Engineer Corps, Corps Agama Angkatan Tentera Religious Corps of the Armed Forces of Malaysia, Regiment Askar Watania Territorial Army Regiment, Regiment Jeraka Special Forces Regiment, Prasukan Udara Tentera Darat Army Air Corps, Combat Element, Malaysian Army PT-91 MMBT on display. Malaysian Army PT-91 MMBT on display. Regiment Askar Melayu Diraja Royal Malay Regiment. This is the most senior regiment of the Malaysian Army. Its ranks are recruited from amongst the Malay population. The regiment has 25 battalions. The 1st Battalion, the most senior in the regiment, currently undertakes ceremonial and royal guard duties. The remainder are configured as 20 standard infantry battalions, 2 mechanized infantry battalions and 2 parachute infantry battalions. The regiment uses rifle green berets except 2 battalions that wear maroon berets. The 19th Bn Royal Malay Regiment MAC was involved in the rescue of U.S. Rangers and Delta Force operatives in Somalia during the Battle of Mogadishu. The unit of 32 Rat Panzer Condor APCs and 113 men from Malbat 1 went in with the United States 10th Mountain Division to rescue the trapped Rangers. 4 APCs were immobilized and were destroyed by U.S. helicopter gunships. 19 Royal Malay Regiment suffered 1 soldier killed in action Kia, PFC Madasnin Awang, while 8 others were wounded in action WIA. PFC Madasnin Awang was later promoted posthumously to corporal and was awarded with Pingkat Siri Pahlawan Gagah Perkasa, the nation's highest gallantry award. In total, 7 officers and 26 NCOs were awarded various medals for their valor during the operation, the highest number of men recommended for medals in a single unit in a single operation. ACV 300 Adnan on display. ACV 300 Adnan on display. Regiment Ranger Diraja Royal Ranger Regiment. This is a multiracial unit organized along similar lines to the Regiment Askar Melayu Diraja. There are currently 10 battalions within this regiment. The regiment traces its roots to the Sarawak Rangers and the Sarawak Constabulary, famed jungle trackers who had a deadly reputation during the Malayan Emergency and during the Communist Party of Malay's insurgency in Malaysia. The 8th Bn Royal Ranger Regiment 8 Ranger was the first infantry battalion in the Malaysian Army to undergo conversion into an airborne battalion. The unit is currently assigned to the Elite 10 Brigade Para. The Malaysian Army's most decorated soldier, WOIRTD Canon Anak Langkai, was a regimental sergeant major of 8 Ranger. Regiment Semtatan Border Regiment. This is a newly created regiment from the 300 series Territorial Army units in charge of the border. The Deputy Prime Minister and Defence Minister, Najib Razak, announced on July 1, 2006 the formation of a new regiment specifically for border patrol. Members of the regiment will be taken from various regiments and corps, most notably from the Regiment Askar Watania. It is believed that the Army will form about 2 to 3 brigades of this new regiment. 5. The new regiment was officially raised on February 9, 2008 by Najib Razak at Tanah Merah, Kelantan. 6. Corps Armoured Diraja Royal Armoured Corps provides the armour capability for the Malaysian Army. Currently, the Corps consists of 5 battalions, sometimes erroneously referred to as regiments, which are equipped with various armoured personnel carriers Sigmas AFSV-90, Rheinmetall Condor, K200 MIFV and light combat vehicles. Regiment Key 11 of the Corps Armoured Diraja is the sole user of 48 Pods-91M main battle tanks from Poland. Combat Support Element. Regiment Artillery Diraja Royal Artillery Regiment is the artillery corps of the Malaysian Army and provides artillery support and local air defense for Army units. The regiment is equipped with 36 Brazilian-made Astros 2 multiple launch rocket systems MLRS and 28 G5 MKII towed artillery guns from South Africa. Air defense is provided using a mix of Swiss Oerlikon twin 35mm and Swedish Bofors 40mm anti-aircraft artillery and missile systems such as the Journus and Starburst from the UK, ANSA from Pakistan, FN-6 from China and Igla from Russia. Malaysia committed to purchase Starstreak V SHORADS missiles from the UK in 2015. 7. Regiment Samboan Diraja Royal Signals Regiment is in charge of strategic communication, tactical communications, electronic warfare and early warning systems such as radar. Corps Police Tentera Darat Royal Military Police Corps deploys as part of the Field Army, in support of Army operations, and enforces proper conduct among Army personnel. Aside from being responsible for base security, the military police are also tasked with preventing and investigating criminal activities on Army property or by military personnel. Regiment Askar Tentera Darat Royal Engineers Regiment is tasked with demolitions, bridge-laying and the repair of military infrastructure, such as airbase runways, or clearing obstacles in emergency situations. Corps Tentera Electric dan Tentera Darat Royal Electrical and Mechanical Engineers Corps is responsible for the maintenance of all vehicles and machinery of the Malaysian Army. Corps Risik Darat Royal Intelligence Corps specializes in psychological warfare PSYOPs, surveillance, intelligence, reconnaissance and counterintelligence operations. Aside from handling propaganda and counter-propaganda, the Corps is also tasked with conducting background checks on recruits when they first enroll in any training courses. Support Elements. Corps Ordnance Darat Royal Ordnance Corps ensures that all military supplies and ordnance are stored, secured and inventoried properly. Corps Agama Angkatan Tentera Armed Forces Religious Corps Kagat performs religious chaplainry services for Muslim and Christian personnel of the Malaysian Army. It also provides counseling and conducts ritual prayers on the battlefield. Corps Perkhidmatan Diraja Royal Logistics Corps is in charge of transporting troops and supplies to the various units of the Malaysian Army. Corps Kesihatan Diraja Royal Medical Corps provides training for Army medics and other specialists. It runs the Armed Forces hospitals and provides the battlefield mobile hospitals. The unit has also provided relief malmatims Malaysian medical teams to Pakistan, Afghanistan, 8 Western Sahara, Indonesia and Palestine. Corps Perkhidmatan Am General Services Corps handles administration and financial management for the entire Army. Special Forces, 21 Jarakas 21st Special Forces Group is the Malaysian Army Special Forces and Commando Regiment. 21 GGK is the operational home of various specialists and the commando battalions, which are capable of conducting unconventional warfare or special operations. One of the known foreign operations involving this regiment was in an attack by Somali militia on a convoy transporting UN intelligence chief in Yunos Ulmi on July 18, 1994. In the action, 2 members of the regiment were killed in action, while another 4 were wounded. One of the injured men was taken hostage by the militia and was released 9 hours later. Tentera Trooper Brigade is an elite airborne unit tasked with being rapidly deployed inside or outside the boundaries of Malaysia. Tentera is the key element of the Malaysian Rapid Deployment Force Pasukan Turkic Cepat PAC, and it is Malaysia's primary main offensive force in time of war or emergencies. Air Unit, Pasukan Udara Tentera Darat Army Air Corps is the Army aviation branch formed around the Corps of Royal Malaysian Air Force officers. This new Army formation is tasked with liaison duties, providing limited transport capabilities, close air support and also air reconnaissance using light observation helicopters. The unit currently has 1 squadron, number 881 Squadron, which is equipped with 11 Augusta A109 light helicopters. The main Army Air Corps base is located in Kluang, Johor. Reserves, Regiment Askar Watania Territorial Army forms the second line of Malaysia's defense. Formed by college students, professionals and civilians, it provides support for the regular armed forces of Malaysia and is responsible for the security of key installations in times of conflict. Originally tasked with area and local defense, the Regiment Askar Watania units have been reconfigured and will perform frontline duties alongside regular units when the need arises. Regiment Askar Watania units, such as armored squadrons, are integral units of several Corps Armored Diraja regiments. Strength, Malaysian Army Condor APC, Malaysian Army Condor APC, Malaysian Army Reservists at the range, Malaysian Army Reservists at the range. The personnel strength of the Malaysian Army is approximately 80,000 personnel in the active Army, 950,000 in the active reserve, 9 and 26,600 active and 244,700 reservists, 9 in the paramilitary. The Malaysian Army consists of 4 infantry divisions, 9 infantry brigades, 1 special forces brigade, 1 airborne brigade and 1 mechanized brigade, 9 composed of 36 light infantry battalions, 9, 3 airborne infantry battalions, 9, 3 mechanized infantry battalions, 9, 5 armored battalions, 1 tank regiment, 9, 1 light tank squadron, 9, 13 artillery regiments, 3 air defense, 9, 3 special forces regiments, 9, 3 field engineer regiments, 9, 1 airborne infantry squadron, 9, 1 construction regiment, 9, 4 military police regiments, 9, 1 signals regiment, 9, 1 intelligence unit, 9, 1 helicopter squadron, 9. The Territorial Army includes 16 light infantry regiments, 10, 2 border surveillance brigades, 10, 5 highway surveillance battalions, 10, 2 field engineer regiments, 10. Equipment, main article equipment of the Malaysian Army, present development. Since the recovery from the 1997 economic crisis, Malaysian Army, along with other branches of the Malaysian Armed Forces, has regained momentum in its modernizing programs. The first major procurement was to set a milestone by building its first ever main battle tank regiment. Malaysian Army received delivery of 48 PODS-91M main battle tanks and other tank-based equipment, like RFW-ZT4 from Poland, fully completed contract of sale in March 2010. Despite adding some 28 units of South African G5 Mk3 155mm howitzers, another major procurement was 18 units of Astros MLRS from Brazil, which delivery was completed in 2006. A second batch of 18 MRLs was ordered in 2007. 11 Malaysian Army is also rapidly mechanizing its current inventory. 211 Adnan IFV's infantry fighting vehicle were acquired by the Army in 2004. Following a more recent procurement of the Pakistani Bakhtar Shaikin anti-armor missile launcher, these were installed on the Adnans. Malaysian Army is now shifting its emphasis on enhancing its air wing. In September 2006, Malaysian Army received its 11th and last Augusta Westland A109H light utility helicopter. These helicopters are to initially complement, and ultimately replace, the aging SA-316B Aerospatiale Alouette 3 helicopters. 6 of them were to be installed with light arms and to be tasked to a scout observation unit. A sample was shown in LIMA 07. The configuration of the remainder is unclear. Furthermore, the Army will also receive S-61A4 Nuri multipurpose helicopters after they are retired from RMAF. These will form the backbone of the Army's very first air transport units, 881 and 882 squadrons of the Army Air Wing. In the same year, at the Biannual Defense Services Asia DSA 2006, Malaysia announced that the US-made M4 carbine service rifle will replace the Austrian-made Steyr-AUG service rifle for all 3 Malaysian Armed Forces services. The Army will receive the new weapon soon. There is also a requirement for an upgrade to the current air defense network. However, a dispute between the Army and the Air Force on whether to introduce a mid-range SAM system had led to the procurement being put on hold. According to a recent interview of the Army's Chief of Staff, Ismail bin Haji Jamaluddin, the Army has no intention of taking over the mid-range air defense role. Future Soldier System. The Malaysian Army currently has a soldier modernization program called the Future Soldier System. Under the FSS, the Malaysian Army plans to equip all soldiers with personal protection equipment PPE such as Kevlar helmets, Kevlar vests, Oakley goggles and ear protection equipment. The program also includes arming all the standard-issue M4 carbines with soft mod kits, as well as equipping soldiers with a Glock series pistol. 1213 Sapura, a Malaysian electronics company, is offering their SOCTI soldier system concept via work in 3 areas: head subsystem HSS, body subsystem BSS and weapon subsystem WSS. The HSS consists of a helmet-mounted micro camera and night vision capability with a data output, helmet-mounted display and earpiece and microphone. The WSS consists of a rifle control unit consisting of a 5-button wireless controller for one-handed use with key features including push-to-talk for the radio, switching the HMD on and off, turning the HMD brightness up and down, as well as video transmission to friendly forces. The BSS consists of a controller system, energy unit with a power pack for the communication interface, micro camera and HMD with a single polymer lithium-ion battery for up to 10 hours of operation. A communications interface for secure IP-based radio, which from the image is a Thale Street at RMILLE radio, and finally a navigation unit with display for blue force tracking and situational awareness, color digital mapping and terrain and urban profile analysis. The system displayed is visually similar to the Core Defence Smart Grip RIC developed in partnership with Thales Australia.